Hello, welcome to Boxed Board. Today we're going to be looking at Tales from the Loop. Now, I have to confess this is a game that I've been looking at for quite a while. I know that some of you are way ahead of me on this, and your input would be lovely, so comment below. But this is first impressions, just got this. I've backed the Things from the Flood Kickstarter that's going at the minute for the 90s sort of expansion of this, or individual independent expansion of this. So this is role playing in the 80s that never was, and just having a quick look at it, reading through it today, and first impressions. So first thing about this, it was extremely well received a few years back whenever it came out. It is a game that is beautiful. The book is actually genuinely beautiful. So you've got some amazing artwork. I mean, really, really beautiful pieces. And the idea is that this is set in an alternative 80s. You can play pretty much anywhere you want, but the two places that are in the book are in Sweden. One's in Sweden and one is in America. So there's the Malaren facility and the Loop in Sweden, which is Svartsjölund, which I can't pronounce properly, but there we go. And the other is in Boulder City in Arizona. So the idea of the Loop is that basically you've got a sort of different technology system that exists. So you have the Loop itself, and you also have, let's see if we can find it. I might have got this completely wrong. You've got these kind of weird magnetrine ships, which are these kind of things that float on magnetic fields, and also you get robots. And that's the Loop's particle accelerator, and it's got some weird and wonderful effects. And yeah, it's really quite an interesting world, because it's enough like our world to give you nostalgia, but different enough to give you that sense of, oh my goodness, this is quite scary and quite impressive. So the first thing to note is you get basically a bit about the two Loops. You get the one about the one in Sweden and the one in America. A bit about the worlds that they inhabit, a bit about what life was like in the 80s, what kind of things people were doing in those places, and a bit about the wider world as well. All the way through it's dotted little nostalgia fests for those of us who are alive. Let me just see if I can find one. So things like, 10 TV shows from the 80s and stuff like that, to help you role play, and the beautiful artwork again. And actually, that's one of the things to mention at this point. This is not a crunchy game. This is not a role-playing game that's heavy rules and light on the role-playing aspect. It's very much a role-playing game. So you play the kids, and you play 10 to 15-year-olds, and there are rules in it. There's things to roll dice with, but actually it's much more than that. It's more storytelling role-playing game, as far as I can see, than a game, if you know what I mean. You play different archetypes. So you can play bookworm, computer geek, hick, jock, popular kid, rocker, troublemaker, and weirdo. And if you've watched The Breakfast Club, quite a few of these are going to stand out. So you get the troublemaker and the weirdo, and you've got the rocker and popular kid, and the jock and the hick, and then you've got the geek, and you've got this real sense of actually that really defined 80s culture. For each one, they have an iconic. They've got some key skills, and they basically can buy their key skills. They can upgrade those at a cheaper price. They've got an iconic item that never leaves them. They've always got a problem, which comes into the game. Drive, which can come into your role playing of the person. Pride, relationships to other kids within the group, relationships to NPCs, so that can be quite important in storytelling. And anchor, which is quite an important character because they can help you to regenerate a little bit, and then names. So for each one you've got this sort of, it's a very heavy role-playing thing, and actually what's interesting, a very heavy emphasis on the role-playing of it. So, and one of the things they emphasise throughout the rules is this idea of this collaborative storytelling. The GM doesn't lead you through a story, you work together to make a story, which is quite different. So, basically a lot of that happens in your average role-playing game anyway, but a lot of the time it happens despite the game. So, you know, you've got this all planned out as a GM, you've got it all lined up, and then suddenly what happens is that everything goes belly up because your gaming party decide that they're going to go somewhere completely random and do something completely random. Well, in this game, it's built to allow that. It's built to positively encourage that, and it's about you trying to make scenes for them that are quite interesting. So the feel of this is kind of Stranger Things, but also, you know, you're bringing in some 80s movies like the I can never remember it now. Not Gremlins, but actually Gremlins would come, this idea of this weird, slightly offbeat world that you live in. Now there are some rules to it that govern the world, but I mean, before we get to that, one of the things that happens is, after all, this just gives you a flavour. After all players have created a kid, and before the game starts, GM will ask a number of questions for you. You should answer them as honestly as you can. GM chooses 4 to 6 questions from the list directed at the kids and distributes them one at a time, and 2 or 3 from the list of questions addressed to the whole group. Now the questions are things like, what's your favourite band? Or favourite food? What do your parents do for work? What makes you angry? What makes you think? What do you dream about at night? What is your experience with robots? These are not things that are going to make you play the number crunching in the game particularly powerfully. They're things that are going to bring out flavour of that 80s and make you think about your characterisation. And then in the group, it's things like, who among you is the most mocked? Who's the leader? So again, it's to encourage role-playing. It's to encourage role-playing. I think that's a really powerful tool. I think it's a really nice way to do it. In terms of the actual mechanics of success, so to speak, most of the time you're going to be rolling a dice. You're going to be rolling a pool of dice to get one success, and a success is a 6. So your attributes play into that, and your skills play into that. So your attributes define how many you get, or how many dice you get, and your skills get added to that. So for instance, you might find yourself rolling, I'm just going to go to the GM bit because it explains this a little bit better. You know, the example, you know, I want to, they're trying to read some characters on the table, and they've got a school library, they bring over table covered in books, and he's got mind 4 and comprehend 3, so 7 dice, and he tries to get a 6. If you get more than you need, you can have an effect. If you get less than you need, there are some things that can help. You can use a luck to re-roll a failed dice. You can modify the number of dice you roll a little bit by adding using a item which gives you is relevant, which gives you 2 extra dice to roll. Once per game, you can use your pride, and that gives you an automatic success. Now what's interesting is, all the time you've got to explain how you're going to use that. How is that going to make a difference? It's just all about role playing this all the way through. You can also, I mean, there's different mechanics to it, and what happens whenever you fail. You can find, you know, you can push your roll. Sorry. You can do it once after a failed roll, and that can be interesting. But if you fail a roll, you can get a condition, and a condition can have an impact on your abilities the next time, unless you go and get healed up. You'll never die in this game as a kid. Kids don't die in the game, which is kind of reassuring. But you can get all kinds of other things happen. So you can be quite, you know, you can get injured and you get tired and you get worried and anxious and all kinds of stuff. In terms of difficulties, extremely difficult, you need 2 successes. Almost impossible, you need 3. So generally, it's, you know, you got 1 in 6 chance of getting the dice right. I'll leave it there. Then the actual sessions are called mysteries, or the stories are called mysteries. And mysteries are just that, they are really mysteries. And one of the great things about this book is it goes through quite a lot about how to run a mystery and how to work it, and I quite like that. You know, because for me, I'm going to be GM in this, so it's going to be one of those things that, oh yeah, that's awesome. It really helps out. The other thing that they do, which is lovely, and I think there's this thing called the mystery landscape, and basically for an open-ended game, what happens is there's these different places, and there's mysteries happening in these places for you to discover, which is really nice. And I'm deliberately pulling away from that bit so you can't glance them, because some of them are awesome, awesome little stories. And then we get a number of campaigns. You know, we get a number of little mysteries to solve. So remaining chapters contain 4 mysteries that can be played individually or as a coherent campaign named The 4 Seasons of Mad Science. So then you've got these 4 different mysteries to do, and they're good. They are really good. So, impressions. First of all, beautiful book. Absolutely beautiful. A gorgeous thing to have. Would I recommend it to people? Now, I would recommend, personally, I think it's awesome. A lot will depend on your group. If you've got a group that their idea of bliss is being murdering hobos wandering around and killing things, this is not going to be their game. They're going to hate that. They're going to find it quite a challenge, actually, because it's not that kind of game. It just isn't. If, on the other hand, you've got a group that wants something a bit different, you know, and they want something a bit unusual, I think they're going to adore it. I think they're absolutely going to adore it. It's creative, it's inventive, it's distinctive. The world that it inhabits has got a little hint of nostalgia. I mean, you could really go to town with this and have some 80s music playing in the background. You could even have a theme. One of the things it's suggesting there is people pick out their favourite 80s theme tune or song, and then you basically play that whenever you've got an individual character's scene to play out. There's so, you know, it's such a rich world. It's such a rich world. And actually, in one of the expansion that's come out recently, the book on, I can't remember the name of it, you actually get hints on how to turn it into your own hometown or another area outside this and what you can do with that. And I think that's a really clever use of it. I think having that whole nostalgia fest is awesome. I would heartily recommend this. From what I've seen of it, the rules are easy, the flavour is rich, it's got so much going on. I don't know how it would run for a whole campaign. I think it would be really good to do it for a period of time, and then see what people would run with it, see if they want to keep running it. I think it could be really exciting. I think people would really get into it potentially. But I think, again, coming back to that, I just want to hack and slash stuff and go up to level 40 kind of player. They're not gonna get this. But it's one of those games, I think, once you get your head around it, once you get into it, I think you're going to absolutely adore it, and I think your group is going to adore it. Now, I might be completely wrong about that because I haven't actually played it with a group yet, but some of you have. Please like, you know, as usual, please like, share, comment and subscribe, but particularly comment about how has this gone down with your group. What have you found that works really well? What have you found that doesn't? And is there any tips you give people like myself who are just starting out with it? My first impression is this is superb. I'm so glad I went in on the Kickstarter for the second one, because you know what, I'm looking at this and just going, oh yes, if the second one's anywhere near this has been a good investment. Okay, thanks for watching as ever, and like I said, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and we will get, and yeah, have a great day.